99.5 FM, WBAI, New York. Show Black Seinfeld, the show about nothing. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, folks?
This is the one and only Trinidadi, Panamanian Poppy, Rude Boy, Top Gunner, Sak Panyamada, Habitual Line Stepper, Giovanni Anglin. How's it going?
Yo, what's going on? Bashinissa, recording live from Queens. Gio is in Brooklyn.
Yes. Underneath right now is where you hear Sampha Under from the 2017 masterpiece.
Yeah, I sent you an audio for it.
Yeah, this is, I just downloaded Under.
Okay, I sent my own version because I cut it early.
I apologize. See, what happens is the stuff that you send me, it doesn't go into the playlist. I don't know why, it just happens like that. So when you pick the songs, I'm like, oh, I'll just download these. These are pretty easy.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it is what it is.
My apologies.
I spent so long editing. It took me like 1 minute to edit.
Oh, I apologize.
Well, what's going on with you? Well, before we talk about the show, let's talk about where to find the show.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. You can find this show on many platforms. Bash in the first one, blackseinfeld.com. It gives you the latest updates on episodes, latest and greatest episodes as well. So you can go to blackseinfeld.com. Also, you can listen to us as a podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn, and many more outlets. You can also watch us on YouTube. You can watch our past episodes on YouTube. We're going to start uploading there on YouTube as well. TikTok. We have TikTok. We have our Twitter. We have our Instagram. All of those are Black Seinfeld NY. If you'd like to go to our email and you'd like to send us a message, a loving message, or recommend us some music, or you want to send us something for us to read, blackseinfeldny@gmail.com. I think that's all of the outlets. I just want to start off this program by, bigging up the Brooklyn Nets. They came from a 28-point deficit.
We don't gotta go there, bro. You don't even watch basketball.
A 28-point deficit. There was no KD. There was no Kyrie, of course. There was no Ben 10. There's no Ben Simmons. James Harden is out of Brooklyn. But, with the new rookie, the Brooklyn Nets came through and they persevered. A 28-point deficit to win the game against the New York Knicks. Shout out to the Nets. Killing it. This might be the turnaround that they need. This might be it.
Turnaround for what?
They've been
They're
having.
still going to be in the play-ins.
They've been having a lot of bad luck. So maybe this is the win that they need to bounce back. Bash, and hey, it's okay, Bash, and I understand.
It's not bad luck. They just don't have a real team. Even though maybe it's not. Maybe it's a coaching thing. Because they have the players, they should be able to be top 7, at least 8-6. But I don't know what's up with the Nets. I know what the Knicks' problem is, but I don't know what's going on with the Nets.
Well, what's the Knicks' problem, Bastion?
No, we just have everything. This is not the show for it. I don't really care to talk about it.
You know what? Fine.
As a Knicks fan, we're not too happy with where everything is going. But
it's okay, Bastion.
This is the week of All-Star Weekend, so I think I want to focus all our energy there.
Okay.
And maybe next week, maybe we can talk about the All-Star.
Okay, that's cool. I know you don't want to talk about it, but I know someone who does want to say a little bit of something. So let's hear from him first, and then we can go elsewhere. All right, let's hear from this man.
It's our national disgrace, ladies and gentlemen. They're horrible. Tibbs, we're hearing that the New York Knicks as an organization ain't too fond of him these days. He might be out. I don't give a damn if he was going tonight. Julius Randle, I'm done with him. Leon Rose, we got inmates in state penitentiaries more visible than this man. He's the president of basketball operations. We can't find this man. They are trash.
Man.
Horrible.
Wow.
No KD, no Kyrie,
none.
No Ben Simmons.
No Ben 10.
And you lose a 28-point lead courtesy of a rookie by the name of Cam Thomas, who's decent, probably good. 16 points in the fourth quarter. The New York Knicks are trash. Spike Lee shouldn't even show up for the rest of the season. Tracy Morgan, don't go. Don't go. Nobody goes. You're horrible. I'm so done with this team. You just stink. All the excuses. Brooke, I am officially embarrassed that there is video out of me last year talking about New York stand-up. I am embarrassed. I'm not finished, Jalen. I mean, this is a disgrace.
So Bastion, what are your thoughts, man, about the?
I just said I didn't want to have any thoughts. I talk about the Knicks all the time. I just don't talk about it on the show because I think we'll take out 15 minutes of the segment complaining about the same thing he's complaining about. Either it's the coaching staff that's just not doing anything week after week because it's the same problems. And when you have the same problems and you can notice you can even call out since November and nothing is being done, then who do you have to blame? Is it the players? Yeah. Is it the coaching staff? Yeah, because you have to practice these new plays in order to kind of get rid of certain habits. So if you're fine with Julius Randle's the way he's playing, it's because you're okay with his bad habits that he's doing all day. Yeah, he's doing much better. 31 points today. We had a really good first half, but if you're not going to play Obi Toppin and you only play him like 6 minutes and give you 8 points, what's going on? Same thing with Cam. It's like, I feel like we just don't know how to close because RJ's out, or maybe we just don't have anything going for us. Because once it hits the second half, you got to take Kemba out, can no longer play. Burks has been terrible. IQ, this is his first hot game in like the past 20 games. And we've just bamboozled. The Knicks bamboozled themselves every single game. And it sucks because we're up 20 all these games. We beat Golden State Warriors. We could beat Lakers, no problem. We beat them before. We could do it again. I just think it's more of a coach thing because when Tibbs called these out of place timeouts, what does he show on the boards? What is he cooking up? He ain't cooking up nothing. I don't know. I just think it's a coaching thing. And a player thing because we see how Randall could play really well last year, but he had different players with him. So it's all right, he has a couple new key players around him in the starting five. Great, he should still play the same level, but it's just not working out. So yeah, we're gonna trade some players, but I still think I still have hope for Randall. I still think we could still use him. We just need a better coach and make sure he's disciplined for every bad mistake he does. Then he'll probably get rid of it early.
Who do you think would be a great coach for the Knicks next season if they do get rid of Tibbs?
I don't know. It's open market. I'm not really sure who's out there, but they have to be more offense focused, knowing how to create plays with offense because they already have great defenders. I think Knicks does have a handful of good defenders, and defense isn't our problem. It's just offense, to be honest. I don't really have anything to say about defense because it's you scored 30 points in us, but we haven't scored in the past 5 minutes. So what does that say? Our offense, because it should be back and forth, right? You shoot two, right. I shoot three, you shoot two, you shoot two, I shoot two. But if it's you shoot 30 and I only shoot 18, it's where's the offense coming from? So it's just another season. Probably we'll bring Mike back on the show to talk about it by the end of the season. I don't want us to go to the play-ins. And that's all I have to say about the Knicks.
Thanks for that, Bastion. That warmed my heart.
I know all the New Yorkers listening here. Absolutely. You can't say anything about the Nets because they're just a weird organization. I still think Steve Nash doesn't deserve to be in that situation.
I know it's been bad. It's been horrible. I just like making fun of you guys because you're Knicks fans. That's all.
You're a Lakers fan.
Yeah, I know. It's bad. It's bad. It's bad.
Well, we're not even cutting ass on you. We would, but it's down bad for you.
Yeah.
All right, whatever. But I don't even bring it up. You got two teams. And
they're both horrible.
They're both sad.
Yeah,
not
they
horrible.
both suck.
All right.
All wasted potential in the world. I understand.
Let's keep this sport train going.
Sure, yes, because we are now removed from Super Bowl 56, the Los Angeles Rams versus the Cincinnati Bengals. And like I said before, this thing was rigged for LA to win. I told you. You cannot tell me that in LA, in California, with this halftime show going on, and the Rams in this game. There's no way that they're going to lose this. And what did I say? They won 23.
They could have lost.
They could have lost, but they didn't. Off of that, there was no call, for that pass interference, which it wasn't.
Even the mask, you remember that when the Bengals scored I think their second touchdown, he pulled the mask.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a lackluster game. I think maybe the energy came up back in the fourth quarter. But
What? So you thought it was just a pretty boring game?
Yeah, it was lackluster compared to what the playoffs had.
Right.
I thought the playoffs was very interesting. It's just a lot of stories like, oh, this is this and that. But this one's like, all right, this is the two best teams. These are who made it.
See, I feel
Rams, Bengals, Joe Burrow.
See, I feel very different. I think that this whole thing was mapped out just for LA to win. As soon as the Rams made it to the Super Bowl, and we knew that this would be in Inglewood, California, and we had the halftime show that we had, I felt like this was going to be mapped out, bar none, for LA to win. Because it almost just seems poetic that way. It felt like the celebration started before the game even finished. You know what I'm saying? It sort of felt like when MJ was playing in the finals with the Bulls, and everyone's just like, all right, yeah, Bulls are winning. Let's just start celebrating now. That's how I felt watching this game. Like, it didn't matter that the Bengals were up at one point after that interception and all that, and that fumble. It didn't matter to me. Like, oh no, they're definitely coming back. There's no way they're losing. Because I remember once it hit 9 o'clock, I started watching Euphoria, and I turned the channel back once Euphoria was done, and lo and behold, Rams won. I'm like, see? Told you it happened.
You changed the channel. That's crazy.
I did change. A lot of people changed the channel too, man.
It ends at 10 o'clock.
I know.
Anyways, like I said, it was a lackluster game. You might be right. Could be the osmosis in the air of just being in Inglewood with the new stadium, a very beautiful stadium.
It was rigged.
I won't call it rigged, but I could definitely say the basketball gods might have enjoyed the concert. But they did play hard defense on both ends, and I wouldn't call it rigged. I do think they played pretty hard. But it was fun. It was fun altogether. Like I said, it's a very nice stadium. They just spent millions and millions of dollars on it. And I think it's like a see-through roof, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. But what's your thoughts on the halftime show? I think that's what the people on this show want us to talk about.
Okay, so the halftime show featured Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, Kendrick Lamar, and Mary J. Blige. First things first, I want to talk about the 50 Cent cameo, because I sort of called the 50 cameo. We talked about 50 last week. We brought up 50. We brought up the fact that Dr. Dre would have this halftime show. We said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if there was like a 50 cameo? I don't know if they might do it because of time constraints, but it would be cool to see him. Lo and behold, we get the 50 collab. We get the 50 cameo. That was really nice to see. All in all, I gotta say, this Super Bowl halftime performance, it was a great nostalgic trip, because I think it was one of the first times in a long time where this was a nostalgic act where a lot of people, a lot of generations grew up on, older millennials, us, some late Gen Z, early Gen Zers. It was great to reminisce on West Coast hip hop. The performance, I got to say though, it wasn't the best. It was pretty meh. It wasn't great to me. It was a solid 5 out of 10. It was mediocre at best. And the reason why I feel that way is, one, due to how many freaking people they had. Two, the songs they didn't play, which freaking irked me. Three, Snoop Dogg didn't even sing like one of his signature songs. Like, I didn't get any Gin and Juice. I didn't get any Drop It Like It's Hot. They didn't even.
Are those Dr. Dre produced tracks?
Gin and Juice definitely is Dr. Dre produced.
Okay.
Drop It Like It's Hot. No, it's not. That's Pharrell. Neptunes.
Come on.
That's
Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre.
Then okay, then where was Nothing But a G Thing? Then it wasn't there at all.
I thought they'll play that song first.
You're damn right, Bastion, and they didn't. They did not. Okay, some
Well,
of the
it's
key
important.
songs.
Well, it's important to split up 6 different artists: Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, 50 Cent, and Kendrick Lamar into 15 minutes while having time to transition and performances, right? So it's like maybe 1.5 song per artist, and it's not even a full one song. I did remember reading people, and I think this is important for the listeners to know. Like, this is like the first time a headliner is rap concert, like as
Yes.
rap as a genre, because usually you'll be a rap artist while influenced by
Freaking
let's say,
Coldplay or some are
it
playing.
could be Coldplay or a rock artist or a pop star.
Yeah.
And they could have their sweet, quick, 2 minutes or 1 minute of fame
Word.
and then get off the stage immediately.
Or like freaking
And-
Tim McGraw could be playing. Then I don't know. Nelly comes out of nowhere and sings that country record.
Yeah. And it's kind of interesting that the first time we finally have rap, it's not like one artist. I think we discussed last week that an artist like The Weeknd, who's had his best year ever as an artist in 2020, deserved to do the 2021 Super Bowl by himself.
Absolutely.
8 songs, a little first album here, second album here, third album here, new album here.
Daft
And
Punk collab.
Daft Punk collab, and I enjoyed it. I've met people that didn't like it, but I thought it was as a Weeknd fan, I thought he did exactly what he should do, especially given
Same.
what he has. You're in a concert, you have to build a set
I
and
agree.
perform it in 14 minutes, and you're running around. That's a lot of air control.
And this was limited seating too at the Super Bowl last year too. Remember that?
And I only bring up the word air control because I felt like most of these artists haven't rapped in a long time, so they didn't have any. Eminem is an enigma. He could do whatever he wants. Same thing with Kendrick Lamar. He could do whatever he wants. But someone like 50 Cent,
Oh, I know
I
where
felt
you're
like he was
going.
out of breath. Like he hasn't, practiced in the minute. Same thing for Snoop Dogg. I wasn't sure if he was really rapping. I felt that it was lip sync.
It kind
And
of
same
felt
thing
like
for
that
Dr.
too.
Dre.
It kind of felt like that too. Just the way it sound too. It felt very lip syncy. 50, I'll give him a pass too, because just for the fact that my man was upside down doing it, so he really recreated his In the Club video. I'll give him a hard pass on that too. All right, because
Someone could have said no.
I would assume though, Bastion, rapping upside down isn't the easiest thing, and trying to look cool.
Someone could have said no.
But they didn't
No is-
say no.
No is an option. How's 50 Cent going to say yeah? Like, you're right. It is difficult, and you look crazy with the chain like falling on your face.
Right.
Right? Am I wrong?
He does look crazy, but guess what, Bastion? This is the Super Bowl. Okay? This is a once in a lifetime opportunity. And because of that, everyone now is talking about 50 Cent again. Everyone now is talking about Dre. Everyone is now streaming their music once again. Everyone is memeing the hell out of it. You've seen the Avengers meme going on, Bastion. You've seen all of that stuff going on. There's a reason why some artists don't get paid from doing the Super Bowls, because people go back and listen to that music again, and people go back and just reminisce on when they were younger and they heard those records. There was memes going around saying, a lot of children's parents are going to see a different side of their parents when they hear these records. You know what I'm saying? And there's a reason to that. And that's something that you and I, Bastion, know better than anyone now, because these are the artists that did the Super Bowl halftime show. We know what those people would feel like. We know that feeling, especially
having
seeing 50
seeing 50
and Eminem.
Snoop Dogg especially, and
Right.
then Dr. Dre. You're just going back in the past. So people like us, like, we enjoy it because history told us they were the best, and we went to listen to their music. Like, yeah, this is what best sounds like. But you're right. I do agree. This concert was meant for the people that grew up during that time. Just seeing like Snoop Dogg in all blue,
And Crip Walking too was beautiful.
yeah. Which is interesting to put it on national TV. And quick thing.
Yes.
Did Eminem play Lose Yourself?
Yes, he did Lose Yourself.
I thought that was strange because 2 things. One, that wasn't a Dr. Dre produced track.
Okay, what's the other thing?
The crowd went crazy.
Okay, I'm not stupid. Thank you. I have someone here who freaking understands, okay? I thought that was racist as all hell. That the crowd went ape-ish for Eminem. All right, the cloud went. It was thunderous for Eminem. I thought that was highly racist. Okay, it wasn't just me, and I'm happy you brought it up. Okay, because I felt the same freaking way. I'm like, all right, 50 came out. I didn't even hear that much cheers for 50. I'm like, you know what? It's the West Side. I don't know. And then freaking Eminem pops out and Lose Yourself is playing. I'm like, really?
Out of all songs?
Out of all the songs, I was like, oh my God, I was pissed. I was heated.
I was hoping for Slim
Shady?
Real Slim Shady. Please stand up.
I was thinking maybe since we want to talk about Dre records, Dre produced, maybe Hi My Name Is, maybe forget about Dre. It's not real. It's a hit, but maybe it's a deeper cut of the Dre discography. Maybe, I don't know, but I was expecting, maybe like Slim Shady. I'm the real Slim Shady, or Hi, My Name Is. I was thinking about punk ass Lose Yourself.
Yeah, I that's what I was expecting. But we didn't get that. And overall, like I said, the energy wasn't there. Mary J. Blige, I think the sound wasn't good for her. I don't know, the sound design thing, or she wasn't prepared. I think she still does concerts, so she does have hers.
She definitely still does. I did want to say, hey, I did call The Family Affair. Call that one, because that's a Dre beat.
If I were to do this again, I would use less artists. I would use 3. I would use Snoop Dogg, Kendrick Lamar, and Dr. Dre, and just bounce back and forth between those 3 artists, and that's it.
Yeah, and I would get rid of the cubes.
Use all of them. Say it again?
I'd get rid of the layout, the cube thing. I didn't like it.
I actually did like it because it told a story. Like, every artist had their own cube, then they're on top of it. But maybe it was just too distracting for the cameraman to pan between left and right, because some of it exploded. It's like a little, like the wall broke down, and then Eminem's comes out. Then
and also I think about how people viewed it live too. I wonder like how that experience was, seeing those cubes and stuff live. And imagine if you had like really crappy seats and you couldn't really see it. That's what I thought about too.
Well, if you have crappy seats, you're just looking at the Jumbotron at that point.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
That's how I feel about live performances. Like, it's so far away, and everything is more or less designed for TV, because that's pretty much who's really going to watch it and how it's going to be recorded. But that's, it was whatever. This Super Bowl kind of sucked. The halftime show was sad. But I do want to quickly touch on Kendrick Lamar.
Oh, yes, K. Dot.
And how once he came in, I felt like 2 things. 1, I was excited. 2, I was disappointed, because I haven't heard any real music from him in a long time.
We haven't.
And it reminded me that he could still do whatever he wants. It's like, he can still rap.
It's been 4 years since Kendrick has dropped a single new track, okay? That Look Over Your Shoulder joint with Busta Rhymes in 2020, that's an 8-year-old record. I just want to say that, people. But the last project Kendrick dropped or had any involvement in was 2018 with that Black Panther soundtrack, okay? It's been 4 years since Kendrick has dropped something, and the amount of hype surrounding this man and his new project, and he hasn't said a frickin' word. It's phenomenal. Like, every week, people are talking about Kendrick Lamar. When is he gonna drop this album? Apparently last week there was this whole rumor that got started that he was dropping a single, and I'm like, where the hell did you people hear this? Because I saw Friday everyone was highly disappointed that Kendrick didn't drop, and I'm like, when the hell did this man even say this? Trust me, the man is gonna drop The Heart Part 5, and then we're all gonna go nuts, okay? I'm calling that's what he's gonna drop. I don't know when, but it's gonna be The Heart Part 5, all right? But I just think it's so phenomenal now, because in this day and age in music, Bashin, the music comes to us fast, and the music comes to us quick, and a lot of artists just like to saturate the market with their music, right? And Kendrick, he's one of the few artists that has the privilege of just going away for a while and just not saying a damn thing, not dropping a thing. It's very few artists who can really do that. Kendrick is one of them. In hip hop, I can't think of many others like that's in that stratosphere like that. I'm not talking like God level, like Jay and all that, but like
No, Jay-Z was dropping albums year after year
That
after
is
year.
true. Yeah,
Maybe like 7 albums in a row.
he did. And then Blueprint was his last one, and then he waited a couple years, and then he started dropping things when he wanted to, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, in this day and age, there's very few artists that can do that, and the hype would still be there for them.
Look at Rowdy Rich. People are upset about his last album. It's like, well, you know, he could still improve the next album. That's how it works sometimes.
Yeah. But
I did like
level of
Lamar's performance.
Yeah, the performance was great. I knew he was gonna do all right. I was kind of disappointed. He silenced the po-po part. He did do it. I'm like, all right, Kendrick, let's see if you about this life. He said, and we hate one is feeling sin in the streets for sure. I'm like, damn it, Kendrick. Damn it. If Eminem, this white man, started kneeling, you could have said the po-po part and be on Fox News again and then made a new snippet of it in your new album, damn it. That was like a gimme, Kendrick. You know that'll make white people mad. You knew that.
I did find that interesting because you brought it up. I was just completely like looking at the cinematography with what was going on because it was just completely different. It was on the floor and all those black dudes in blonde hair.
That was cool.
Just walking around. I thought that was great. I rewatched it again on YouTube. It's like, wow, he really just outshined everybody with that one scene. But when you brought up that he didn't say po-po, it's like a few things in my mind. It's like, well, it has to be entertainment friendly. Like, do you really want to, like, they already hate you enough for playing hip hop at a halftime show. Do you really want to deal with the Blue Lives Matter?
That's what makes it hip hop. It's anti-establishment, anti-authority. That's what makes Kendrick.
We are the establishment. You know, hip hop is part of the establishment now. That's just how it is. And we'll probably get into that sometime next week.
Oh, yes, we are. But I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
No, go ahead. It's up to you.
But I was going to say, in all, this halftime performance was meh. And I immediately, when it was over, I'm like, yep, Prince is still number one. No one's going to top Prince. And I'm especially biased from that performance because that was the year where the New York Giants won the Super Bowl too. So I'm especially biased on that as well. And then Prince played Purple Rain and it started raining, damn it. He didn't even plan that. Like, it just happened. Shout out to Prince. R.I.P. to Prince, damn it. One of the best Super Bowl performances ever, still to this day. And then my second favorite is Beyonce's the first time around. What about you, Bastion? What's your favorite Super Bowl halftime performance, if you have one?
I probably don't have one. I did enjoy the Prince one a lot. The recent Beyonce one was pretty fine too.
The 2015 one when I think it was like Bruno Mars, Coldplay, and Beyonce.
Bruno Mars was there. Yeah, it wasn't Coldplay. It was Chris Martin.
Oh, Chris Martin. My apologies.
Of Coldplay.
Of Coldplay. Yeah, that performance where she had the Black Panther Black Panther Party costume. Sorry, and she commemorated like the 50th anniversary of the Black Panthers. That one. Yeah, that was a good one. Well, Beyonce was great. Bruno Mars was great. I like hearing Viva La Vida. That was about it.
That was always a classic song to listen to. Remember when the year came out? They're playing that in the Grammys.
Word. Black people love that song, by the way.
And then Jay-Z remixed Lost.
Yes.
On the Grammys. Like, I wonder, that was fire.
Yes. Now, Bastion, going forward, before we get into like the commercials and stuff, going forward, who are some hip hop artists do you think, or you would want to see have their own Super Bowl halftime show?
In terms of hip hop performance, I do think Kendrick Lamar was definitely the one that could shine. Actually, I do think Drake will probably be the best one to choose. I do think he has a good catalog and he has just a big enough fan base, and also he's TV friendly enough to kind of hit all those things, those perfect markers. I don't know if the Canadian in him would care to do that, but he does have friends in the football league. I know he put like money up in OBJ to get like a touchdown or something, and for Rams to win. But yeah, I do think Drake might be the number one artist to do to bring like hip hop and rap into the Super Bowl. What about you?
I have a couple in mind. I know Jay-Z denied it back in 2018 for the whole Colin Kaepernick thing and the Mike Brown thing, and that's when Travis Scott stepped in and like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. And then that was the turn of corporate Scott. But I think now that Jay's in that position where he's working with the NFL, I think he'd be more open to the idea of doing a Super Bowl halftime show. Also, I mean, I'm just going to get this one time off, people. I know you guys get upset when we bring up this person, but the artist known as Ye, I know he's not friendly, but he has these stadium hits, okay?
The full catalog.
He has a full catalog. He has stadium hits, okay? You can hear Stronger in that stadium. You can hear that bass booming in that stadium, okay? Can't tell me nothing in that stadium. Just think about all the classic hits that Ye has. He can play that in the stadium. It would be crazy. It would be an epic performance, okay? I'm just going to keep it real with you. Of course, because Eminem, the fans went ape-ish over Eminem. Eminem is going to be another one I'm going to throw in there. He can have a whole set list for himself. He can do Lose Yourself Again. He can do the early Eminem stuff. And then he can do the radio-friendly Love the Way You Lie and all that stuff. Eminem isn't controversial like that anymore. So I think white America would love Eminem because, a lot of white people's favorite rapper is Eminem anyway. So I think Eminem would be a great fit. And then I agree with you with Drake.
Yeah. Maybe if Outkast was performing again, like I think they do have a big fan base, but
they do.
Maybe that's probably pushing it. Maybe if it was more of a South thing, like have Jeezy and someone else.
Whoa, yeah, that's a bit much. That's a bit much. But you know what? Outkast is an interesting choice because you can't ever forget Love Speaker Below, Speaker Box, 2003, but especially that record Hey Ya, it transcended into the mainstream and it took over the world really. So like that's the number one song I think about when I think of Outkast, and like family friendly, what the dominant society is gonna want to hear. I just think of that record in particular. Of course they got other hits like Fresh and Clean and all that stuff, but like that's like the number one thing. That's like a shoehorn of something that I can see being played at the Super Bowl.
Interesting.
Yes. I remember. I'm sorry.
No, I was gonna say it's strange only because artists no longer get paid by the NFL to do these performances. Most of it comes out of pockets or sponsorship. So it's kind of risky to even have certain artists go like, hey, could you pull X and Y and Z sponsorship in order to get there? Because I remember listening to will.i.am talk about when the Black Eyed Peas did the Super Bowl. He actually was the first artist to sell maybe a minute of like their own personal time to do. I think he sold it to Salesforce, if I recall, and they had a little small Salesforce commercial before they blew up as an organization themselves. And then he was able to put the Black Eyed Peas logo, but kind of transform it into the Beats logo. Ooh. As well. So they're doing advertising for not just like Salesforce, but also for Beats because they kept the beat. So and he explained it in the interview. I've been rocking them Beats, and they're just like pointing at the Beats logo.
That makes
sense. Like that's something interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I myself went back to look at the performance and like this performance sucks. I don't care for it. But on a marketing tech level, I thought that was like high end stuff.
Yeah. Keep in mind though, this was the later Black Eyed Peas too, where will.i.am started to get all futuristic with the sound and really they got rid of what I thought made the Black Eyed Peas great, like Ella Funk, Monkey Business era. I really like that.
Oh yeah, I went back to listen to those albums.
What are your thoughts on them now in 2022? Listening to them again,
you could pickpocket your favorite songs and keep it pushing.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But I will say this though, I know that a lot of these celebrities now, or these artists now, aren't getting paid from doing the Super Bowl. But I think in theory, it's sort of like what Versus is doing. I don't know if Versus pays them or not. I think they do. Don't quote me on it. But I think it sort of works the same way in when you play these records again to these people, you're not only bringing back that nostalgic feel for people who have listened to these songs before, but you're also bringing in a new audience who may be familiar with these artists, but don't know their full discography, and so that way they're gonna go back and listen to all of their discographies on stream, and that way it generates money for everyone. That's what I think the thought is.
Yeah, I think so. Speaking of generating money, I wonder how much the Super Bowl made in terms of ads.
Oh God, man!
For the amount of commercials that they had.
Real quick,
like a segue.
Yes, that's a great segue. Real quick before I start bashing the commercials, which one was your favorite commercial?
Favorite commercial? I think the Amazon Mind Reader one with Scarlett Johansson on Colin Jost from SNL was pretty funny.
Yes.
I was talking about Alexa reading your mind because it like I get the funny Amazon commercial, but like Amazon is like using all these algorithms to read your mind because they could assume what you want. So, but I thought that was a funny commercial. T-Mobile, they had Scrubs, Donna Faison, and Zach Braff did a little sing along. I thought that was hilarious. A lot of car commercials, but my favorite car commercial is actually General Motors because Mike Myers came back as Dr. Evil.
Yes. And
I was laughing throughout the entire time. It's like, wow, he still got it. He still got it.
That's a good one too. I know, and everyone is always teasing Austin Powers 4. Mike Myers has said he's open to doing he's all open to do Austin Powers 4. I personally don't think it should happen anymore. I think it's done. R.I.P. Vern Troyer, aka Mini Me, of course. I don't think you can do an Austin Powers 4 anymore. I think just the trilogy is good on its own. Just leave it alone now. Time has passed. Just let's just remember the trilogy. Don't add on to it, okay? We've got Zoolander 2, and look how great that turned out. We got Bad Santa 2. Look how great that turned out. We don't need Austin Powers 4. Just leave it alone.
There's another movie remake commercial. Jim Carrey, the cable guy.
Yes.
It was for a Verizon 5G, so you no longer have to get the cable to plug it into your whole house. I thought that's an interesting thing. I don't know if I want 5G in my household. I'm joking.
It caused the coronavirus.
Exactly. But I thought that was a good way to tell people. It's like, especially younger people, because he was a young woman and he's an older man. It's like, hey, young generation, you no longer have to be like your parents and they have to drill a hole. If you remember the cable guy scene when he's just rubbing on the wall, looking for the right spot. But yeah, I
love how they played on nostalgia during these commercials. It's interesting that you said you enjoyed a lot of the car commercials, because my favorite Super Bowl commercial was the Chevy Silverado commercial. By the way, the car is crappy. It looks horrible. But the reason why I liked it was because they recreated the intro for The Sopranos, one of the best shows on HBO ever. And instead of course, Tony Soprano being in the car, it was his daughter Meadow that was in the car recreating the whole Sopranos intro. And I thought that was great, because while I've never seen The Sopranos in its heyday when it was airing, because one, I was young, but I got to watch it when I had HBO Go on Amazon Prime, when I tore my tricep, and I got to just sit at home for the week watching The Sopranos. And I understood at that time why the show is so revered and loved. So seeing that commercial and that intro again, and seeing Meadow and meeting up with AJ, it was great. It was Tony Jr., AJ. I thought that was just a great homage to one of the great HBO shows of the past. So that was immediately one of my favorite. The other one was it was a crypto commercial involving LeBron James.
Wait. Let's hold on. Before we get there, I want to talk about crypto in a second.
Oh, we are. But that one was my favorite as well.
Okay. Anything else outside of the crypto stuff?
Oh, the Planet Fitness with Lindsay Lohan.
What's Lindsay doing?
Yes. I've always just been a Lindsay Lohan fan ever since The Parent Trap, ever since Freaky Friday, Mean Girls. Lindsay Lohan was just an actress we grew up on as children. You know what I'm saying? And it's nice to see Lindsay Lohan doing stuff again. You know, it's nice to see her healthy.
Doing stuff as in a commercial.
Right. Yes. Yes. You know what?
Yeah.
I don't know if we're gonna see Lindsay Lohan in big time movies again. I hope so.
Perfectly fine. There's no need.
I want to
Call
see her.
Zendaya. Call Zendaya.
Word. That's what we gonna do now.
That's what I'm doing right
There's
now.
a new queen of Disney now, and it's Zendaya.
Yep. Post Disney era.
That is true. That is true. But hey, you know, you got to give it up to one of the OGs, and that was Lindsay Lohan. That was
I get it.
Hilary Duff, who is on Hulu now, owned by Disney. You know, I'm just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, you gonna promo her TV show for her? How I Met Your Father.
I have not seen that show yet.
A lot of thumbs down, but it's like, come on, it's the pilot episode.
That
Usually
sucks.
kind of builds up. Then eventually by episode 6, it should be good.
Okay. Kind of feels
this-
dirty seeing Josh Peck in there. Because
Yeah.
it's Disney owned. He's a Nickelodeon kid. Kind of feels dirty. So that's just me. My bad.
A crossover. Another one, Caesar, because of the sports book, Caesar Sportsbook. That joke in the end when he's talking about like Eli Manning and Peyton Manning, it's like, I need
yes.
like a great player.
Yes. I need a great player to pass this to me.
Yeah, and then he's like a great because he's from New York.
Right.
I think I had to watch a commercial twice to get it.
Mm-hmm. It's like, no, not you.
Yeah, not you. But yeah, that's pretty much it in terms of like commercials that I remember that were decent.
Yes.
The Arnold Schwarzenegger one,
I don't
the
think I've seen that
BMW
one.
was a bit extended for me because all these commercials, most of these commercials in terms of car were about electric cars that, in my opinion, don't exist yet.
Right. Except for the
now
Chevy Silverado.
So yeah, Chevy Silverado was one of them.
Yeah.
I forget there's another one. I think it was Lucid. No, Polestar.
I don't remember the Polestar one.
Polestar is a I forgot the brand. I have to double check on that. I don't want to give you the wrong information. But Polestar is another electric car that I actually did see in person in Manhattan, but it wasn't up and running yet. It's Volvo.
Volvo. Okay. Oh,
Yes.
Volvo. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, nasty. It had a very nasty interface, but it looks like a very beautiful car. With like yellow bricks and stuff. But anyways, that's pretty much it for the commercials. Now let's talk about the problem. Let's talk about the bubble
Oh God. Ugh.
that I'm still an investor in because
I mean, I understand.
I got diamond hands.
I understand, Bastion, but it just got sickening. How many damn crypto commercials there were? It was awful. It was just like every commercial break, there was some cryptocurrency company wanting you to invest, wanting you to see the future. Get on in it now before it's too late. Change your life now by investing in this crypto. Hell, we even saw a LeBron James commercial.
I want to break down each one of them.
Oh, damn. All right, go.
I gave you the list.
Yes, you did.
So the first one is eToro, which I've never heard in my life, right?
And that's the problem.
And the commercial is interesting because it made it like social investing, like it's like Twitter and everybody is going to win. But the thing about cryptocurrencies is like there's winners and then there's losers.
Hey,
Not everybody that's
commercials.
investing.
You want me to play them?
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
No free plug. No, absolutely not. No, we're not plugging them. Yeah, I thought that commercial was kind of weird. I wasn't sure what they wanted to convey. Like, what was the message for that commercial in terms of like we could all win? No, the reason I'm doing crypto is because I'm trying to win. I'm trying to build my bag up.
Right.
My bag is half full right now. The saying.
Felt very Black Mirror-ish.
Very, very Black Mirror-ish. Now the second one. Now you could talk about this one. This is the LeBron one. Crypto.com.
Yes, Crypto.com, which is the new stadium for the Los Angeles Lakers, although we know that it will always be the Staples Center, but now it's the Crypto.com Center. It takes us back to 2003, where a young LeBron James was still in high school, and he was killing it in the Cleveland scene. And then, since it's 2003, we saw throwback, we saw stereo, we saw CDs, we heard some old music, some nostalgic rap music, and then new LeBron James of 2022 he appears and he's talking to young 2003 teenager LeBron, and he's like, "Oh, so what's the future hold for us?" And LeBron was like, "Yeah, I can't tell you everything, but I will just say this: don't invite Delonte West over to Thanksgiving. Just don't do it. Don't do it." No, he didn't say that, but he just says, just keep doing what you're doing, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end, crypto.com. What the bruh? I thought this was a nice, wholesome commercial, and you just ruined it with crypto.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was expecting either. Because it was a 3D design, I was expecting maybe this is for a VR thing, where you could create your own character. There's no VR commercials, which I was kind of surprised.
No metaverse commercials?
No metaverse. I have to double check.
No, there wasn't. There was no metaverse commercials, Bash. Not yet, at least. Guess we'll get that next year.
I think there was one.
We're gonna see
for the Meta Quest 2.
Yes, there was a Meta Quest one.
But anyways, yeah, I was kind of disappointed that it was a cryptocurrency.
That pissed me off.
This is something I was telling my little brother about. Like, I want to get into motion design using 3D. Right now, I'm still in the designing phase, right? But I told my brother, it's like, what sucks about like motion design? Like, most of the people that want to hire you are just going to just use it for some weird crypto thing about going to the moon and the rockets going up and shooting to the sky. Mm-hmm. It's like a new bull run.
Whatever you do, invest in this thing called Bitcoin. Trust me. Like, shut up.
Hey, back in 2003? No, it wasn't there in 2003.
Yeah, it wasn't. They didn't know what the hell that was yet. That wasn't a thing yet.
It wasn't a thing yet. But the problem is with all of these cryptocurrencies and just all these type of websites. And the second one and the third ad that we saw earlier
Coinbase one
was the Coinbase one, which was very awkward.
It was a freaking barcode. It was like a screensaver barcode thing. So
yeah,
you remember back
QR code.
Yeah. So do you remember back in the day when you had your screensaver on, you had your Windows desktop on, and the screensaver came on, and there would be like an icon hitting the four corners of the screen. It was basically that, but it was a QR code, and it was there for like a good minute on the screen. So I didn't want to scan that crap because I just wanted it off my TV. And then at the end, it said Coinbase, and I'm like, you did not just give me a minute-long screensaver crypto QR code for me to scan. You didn't just do that. You did not just do that. I'd rather watch the Scientology commercial that we saw last year.
Do you know what the QR code was for?
No, I didn't scan it.
Okay,
Did you scan it?
Yeah, of course I scanned it.
Well, don't know. What was it, Bash? Why'd you do it?
Why not? I had my phone and just tapped. Took a second. Went to the website, and the website said, "Oh, win a chance to win $1 million in Bitcoins." All right, sounds lit. Let me sign in. Boom. Let me sign in. Let me sign up for the contest. You have to make an account. Lucky for me, I already made an account. But if you didn't have an account, you'll probably use that opportunity to make your first Bitcoin account.
Right.
In order to sign up, in order to win the $1 million. So it was just an ad for that. Like how many people made an account? I don't know. They'll probably tell you by the end of the quarter in March if that was worth it for a Super Bowl commercial, but that's what it was for. And yes, the website did crash.
Of course it freaking crashed. You know what, Bastion? I have a feeling a lot of people are going to be losing a lot of money on this damn thing. And whatever. I think, hey, it's great for the company that's making the money, but the real losers are the people who's just going to go in blindly and just start throwing their money into crap without knowing what the hell they're doing. So hey,
my problem with the meme coins. You throw your money in meme coins. That's a pump and dump scheme. All of them scams.
Oh well, we talked about the pump and dumps, the rug pulls, 2 weeks ago on a scam FTs. So just go back and check that episode out on Black Seinfeld. Show about nothing. You already know. But yeah, I think this is just another way of doing that on a larger scale. In fact, Bastion, I wouldn't be surprised if, one of these days we're gonna get the story of, oh, this pump and dump cryptocurrency that was advertised on the Super Bowl, and the millions of people got scammed out of their money, and da 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 da. I swear, I hope if you listen to Black Seinfeld, I hope we're not giving you any ideas to do this. I don't want to be an accessory to your crimes. Don't be like, oh, it was Gio's fault from Black Seinfeld. And they were like, what the hell is a Black Seinfeld? Don't involve me in your little schemes.
I don't think that's possible, so don't worry about it, Gio. But I do think it is weird to create more opportunities for people to lose money. And not just with sports betting. I wonder if there's like enough casino commercials. I wonder, are casino commercials a local thing? Because you have to go locally.
Well, I'll talk for New York. I know that there's a lot of online sports betting commercials here specifically now that it's legal.
Yeah.
And also you got to think about it too. The commercials for the Super Bowl ads, a lot of some of those things are localized too. And for us in New York, we got a lot of those online sports betting stuff now. Because I have friends that, that watch the Super Bowl in different states. Hell, even in Canada too, right? It's not just, an American thing. It's a world thing that people who don't watch American football will just watch for that day because of, there's the grandeur and the spectacle that is the Super Bowl. And of course, depending on what state or country you're in, they're going to have different commercials that target that demographic, that state. And so for us in New York, we've definitely gotten a lot more DraftKings, Caesars, whatever have you, that FanDuel that has to deal with online sports betting, because again, it just became legal here in New York. Like, I even remember going to Times Square and just seeing one big FanDuel sign in Times Square. I'm like, damn, like this is
disgusting.
This is real. Like, oh, they really want your money. Oh, the New York Knicks has teamed up with the MGM Grand online sports betting. Please bet right now if you think the Knicks are going to win. Stuff like that. If you want to parlay, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. And just to quickly go over, the last ad was FTX. And I was going to say this was by far my favorite commercial. This is the one with Larry David.
Yes.
Where he's just like, it's not going to work, because he's very skeptical. It works very well with like the Larry David and Curb Your Enthusiasm character of himself, right?
That is true. But also it's very, it's good to, it sort of symbolizes like the older generation too, who don't understand cryptocurrency as of yet too, because I'm sure they keep hearing about it, but they don't know what it is. And because they don't know or understand, they're like, nah, this ain't going to work either. So they're very skeptical on it too. That's what I thought of as well.
I do think they should be skeptical.
Oh, absolutely.
It's so nonsensical. I'm kind of upset. As someone that does like cryptocurrency and like understand most of them do have its purpose, especially blockchain technology, I don't think everyone has the correct ambition to it. And we spoke about this in like 2 weeks ago in our Scam NFT episode.
Yes.
But
which you can listen to on blackseinfeld.com and all podcasting platforms. Scam NFTs, one of the best episodes that we've done. If you want to go back and listen to what we had to say about these NFT scams, these pump and dumps, rug pulls, all that stuff, pause.
Yeah. And it's just disappointing that all these companies are coming out the blue, especially ones I never heard of, like eToro and FTX.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Coinbase been around for a long time. I don't know anyone that uses crypto.com. I don't.
I don't
never
either.
met anyone.
I've never met them either, Bastion, but hey, they were able to take one of the most prestigious stadiums of all time in the Staples Center, and now it's the crypto.com stadium. And my thing is, again, it's just these things are unregulated, and I don't know how long the government is going to wake up and be like, oh crap, we have to do something about this, because again, fraud has gone up significantly in 2021. Maybe we can blame the pandemic for that.
Fraud? Maybe like 2%. Not that's crazy.
Yeah, it's getting up there, because with stuff such as this, which that's unregulated, there gonna be schemes and ways to get this money.
Yeah, I won't say it's gone up. I think it's probably been exactly the same. Maybe.
Oh no, there's
different
articles on it.
ways
It's
to
gone
be-
up. Fraud has gone up.
Maybe different ways to do fraud,
Mhm.
but yeah, it's been interesting about people losing money
Yeah,
and different ways to lose more money.
Yeah, it's interesting. I was watching this show on Vice. It was Black Market, starring Michael K. Williams, R.I.P. Michael K. Williams. And the first episode is about scamming, right? And so back in the day, Michael K. Williams, he talked about how he would like sell crack and stuff, and he had Fat Joe talking about, back in the day it was all about like being a drug dealer, but nowadays scam is the new thing. People don't even want to take the risk of like, selling drugs or selling crack anymore. The risk, there's high risk and little reward in that game now. Everyone wants to just be scamming now because a lot of the time when you do it on the black market, if you're good enough, a lot of it can go untraced, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, damn, you know what? He does make a good ass point. I know, like, especially in Brooklyn, there was an era where like everyone I knew was scamming. I don't know if you remember those Skywalker Scooty things, those hovercrafts. I knew everyone or the majority of people that I knew had them. I asked him like, yo, how'd you get him? Blah, blah, blah. He was like, oh yeah, it's this thing. I was like, oh, let me guess, you're from Brooklyn? He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh, don't say it. I know what you did. It's all good. Don't incriminate yourself. I get it. It was an era,
Yeah.
Bastion. I don't know if you remember that.
Of course I remember that. We spoke about it on the show.
Yeah.
And that's why they had to ban the scooter stuff.
Yeah, damn right. It would explode and crap. Oh man, what an era.
Yeah. But in terms of commercials, I do think this year was pretty funny. There are probably a couple, maybe like 2 or 3 commercials that I was like, this is weird. But other than that, I'm not buying any of these products. Just
Absolutely
like
not.
nothing has convinced me.
Absolutely not. Maybe if the Chevy Silverado looked cooler, I might. But other than that, nah, I'm good. I'm
They're
good.
good. Okay, so let's get into the first song of the day.
Sure, Bastion. We're an hour in and we have not played any music. What song do you want the people to hear first?
Let's play the Blue Cantrell song from like
Okay.
way back in the past.
Yes, and when we come back, I have a lot to say about this record because I listened to it beforehand, and she's toxic as hell for this. That's all I'm gonna say.
Hit 'em up style.
Yes, Blue Cantrell, hit him up. Oops. In 2001, this song, you couldn't escape it. This song was everywhere. Blue Cantrell was everywhere, and then I don't know what the hell happened. Like she just dropped out of the face of the world. I don't know what happened to Blue. Do you know what happened to Blue Cantrell?
No, it's one of those songs where you would listen to it a lot as a kid, but you don't know who the artist was.
Yes.
I don't know if they said it as a kid. Very young, it's probably in like 2001, especially around that time. It was a lot of Hot 97. Later on, it was Z100, then Power 105, late. But I don't remember them saying the name of the artist after the song, or maybe before, or maybe I already knew, right? But yeah, that's how I felt about the song. I was just going through an old playlist and I saw this song, listened to it. It's like, yeah, the other day, it was Valentine's Day. And I was like, I want a Valentine's Day song. Then I decided we might need something more
Emotional. Scammy? Oh, yeah, because that's exactly what the heck she did. That's why I don't like this song. Two wrongs don't make a right, Blue Cantrell. This was toxic as hell, okay? You took his card. You went on a shopping spree to Neiman Marcus. You went to his house and you sold everything that he owned. I saw the video too. Like she sold a signed basketball. She sold clothes. She sold instruments. She sold all that stuff. In the back of my mind, I'm thinking like, wait, do you live with this man or not? Because like, does this mean you have no place to go to either? Like you don't have a home now? I don't know, Blue Cantrell, but it was very scammy, and I think the rest of the hour is going to be nothing but scam talk because, like I said before, scam culture, white collar crime is the new wave in criminal activities. Not only in the hood, people, but just in America. You know, all this money out here, and people want it. People want that American dream, and so people are gonna do anything necessary, anything they want to do to get that money. Well, you know why? You know why? Because a lot of y'all are unaware, and a lot of the government is unaware how any of this cryptocurrency works, how any of this Bitcoin works. They're unaware of it. So when you have young, hungry people who can trick and beat the system, they're gonna do it. They're gonna find a way, and then they're gonna rap about it really bad. But then, you know, because of how quirky and awful it is, for some reason, you actually like the damn song now, and I can't stop playing it because it's like that. It's like that song. It's like you listen to it ironically. All right, I'm gonna stop talking.
I know what you're talking about. It's that TikTok song.
Yes, that song. It's that Razzle Khan song, Bastion. The first time I heard it, I thought it was god awful, but there's a certain charm to it, man. I don't know. It's catchy. It's fun. I like it.
It's the beat, and you would have thought with the production level that maybe she could have like developed a better flow.
Yeah.
All right. Let's let the people. So I'll let the people know.
This is your segment right here, and I will step in when need be.
It's a quick story.
Yes.
It's about a New York couple. Ilya Lichtenstein and his wife Heather Morgan was arrested and charged with conspiring to launder $4.5 billion in stolen cryptocurrency funds.
$1 billion, people. Billions.
So far, the law enforcement officials seized roughly $3.6 billion of those funds, in which they called the department's largest financial seizure ever. The scheme was to launder 119,756 bitcoins, worth around 72 million at the time it was stolen, during a 2016 hack with the cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex back in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And now, just some context of like what Bitfinex is. It's just a currency, almost like, let's say, a Robinhood, in order to trade for your cryptocurrencies. Coinbase. So the way it works is it holds your wallet, and that's where you could, transfer it and exchange it for other currencies. Almost like I said, it's almost like a Robinhood.
Correct.
And almost like a Forex type thing too.
Oh boy.
It works more like Forex, if anything.
Oh, no wonder why I got involved in scamming, huh? But anyways, continue.
So just talk about like the value of it. It was roughly 119,756 coins. Like I said, was worth 17 million at the time. This is back in 2016. Now it's worth like roughly 4 billion. It could even be 5 billion on a good day. And they were caught. And how they were caught? Well, see, the government knew what was happening, like where the money was, and they were just keeping an eye on it for a long period of time. And anytime you move it, and I explained 2 episodes ago how the ledger works in terms of how the blockchain works, you could just have, once you know where the money is going, you could see where the wallet is.
Yes, and you can trace it.
And once you trace the wallet, you could even find who owns the wallet if you trace it hard enough, I could say. But if you're a government agency, of course you could do that. So the minute they started moving money, I think they started moving money around January. All they had to do is wait for them, get some evidence, and then just go arrest them, which is just a strange thing to see. And it's not enough that this couple just got caught out of the blue. It's one thing that the Heather Morgan is also a rapper known as Razzle Khan,
the Versace Bedouin. So
she already has a very grand social media in terms of TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, and on YouTube, rapping in her actually nicely produced music videos.
Yes, she's also a Forbes contributor as well. Which I was like, what the bruh?
So yeah, this is definitely a certain class of person, the one that talks to you about how to build your life, rich dad, poor dad type book scheme. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, this is how you live big, by living big.
And by suckering people into investing in you.
So the reason I bring this story up is because we talk so much about crypto, especially in this show, and also everybody knows what crypto is. But to find someone laundering money, and I don't know if like launder will be the perfect thing, maybe because it's untaxed, it's already immediately known as launder.
Yes.
But I do find it funny how Bitfinex lost all that money and they did kind of recoup most of the people. And I wonder if they are going to get that money back. Like the government's going to give them, like, here's the stolen goods that you had. Like, you know, we'll help your website grow. Or they're just going to use it for themselves and just pay it the national debt. I think they could do that as well.
Well, here's the thing about crypto, man. It's now that we're in tax season, I'm starting to see a lot more of, you know, the returns that you make on certain investments, whether it be, you know, stocks, but especially crypto now. A lot of that stuff now, especially like places like Robinhood and Coinbase, you have to now start filing for on your taxes now. Because the government's somewhat getting pervy to these things, but they're not 100% pervy to everything yet, or privy, sorry, to everything yet as far as crypto is concerned. So, like, we're starting to see small steps of, hey, you have to claim whatever income you do make from these investments. But the thing is, I don't think everyone knows that yet, despite ignoring all of the notifications on their phone, one. But two, I think they're just finding ways on trying to, like, hide the fact that they might have all of this money.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It does have to do a lot with how many people, even us sometimes, think about how we get taxed.
Yeah.
How you could make 100,000, get taxed 40%, and in the year it's like, oh, you know, I cashed out $60,000.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, what happened to the other 40? Went to the government. What did the government do with it? Not fix the roads.
Right. You start to get real Republican with all that stuff. You get real Republican after a while. Like, word. Like, for example, people, I just got this bonus, right, from my job. I saw only half of that bonus, and the other
47%.
Bruh, it was bad though. Like, I was supposed to see without taxes, it was like an extra 300, which insulted me to begin with. But the fact that I only got $100 out of that bonus, I was just like, what's the point of this bonus? I don't really care about making this bonus anymore. If it's just an extra $100, screw your bonus.
That's how it is in the bonus game. Oh, so as someone that's been in sales and got bonus, they charge you. The tax is a bit higher when it comes off as it. I don't know what the term is for, what the terminology is, but once they know it's a bonus, you get charged a bit of a higher percentage, maybe around 45, 47%. That's why I was calculated. So it's like, all right, just 50%. Just take half my bag and walk away.
Yeah.
It's a painful feeling, man.
It hurts so much. So I'm like, oh man, this is the first time I'm ever getting a bonus, blah, 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 blah. I look at my check, right? It came in direct deposit. I'm like, this is just $100 at more. Like I didn't even want the damn $100 anymore. I was like, whatever, just give me what I normally have.
Yeah, it does bring that same energy to the weird conservative pipeline. But yeah, you can't hide money. You know, you can't, even if you're a business, you and your friends probably hear on the news, like, oh, you know, it's like if you get X amount of money on Zelle, Cash App, or any other similar
Robinhood.
No, not Robinhood.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. You mean like the Venmos and the
Venmos.
Cash
There
apps
go,
and
Venmo.
Yeah.
And it's like you have to like let the government know like how much money you got on Venmo. It's like, no, not necessarily. I think that whole argument was for people that have businesses.
Right.
And they're like, hey, you know, send it to me through my Zelle so I don't have to put it through the business.
Right.
That's when it becomes illegal. It's like, see, now you're evading. That's tax evasion.
Yep.
So it's like I'm like, if you're bugging out, it's like, oh, I get rent from my roommate and I get like maybe 1,500, at the end of the year I have to like report it. It's like, no, they don't care about that.
No, they care about
But-
it. You're actually like making like, oh, say if you're like a representative or a lawyer, right? And you're like, oh no, I only take Venmo, Cash App, Zelle. You have to claim that money since you know you're your own boss. You have to throw that in that 1099. All right.
Yeah, you got to throw it in. Yeah, you got to throw it in 1099. You got to throw it in the business bank account. You
That's
can't put
right.
it in your personal bank account.
Absolutely
Then it's going to
not.
be a problem.
They don't care that I'm paying Bashin back for buying me a ticket to the movies.
Exactly.
Right.
So that's just the hustle. But to go back to this couple that was recently arrested, and for her to really be a meme in a way, okay, I could say like maybe she's main character of the month in February.
Oh, easily, Bastion. Once you send me this story, I immediately said, Bastion, let's be the first two people to start making the movie immediately. Because you know some white person's going to do it. They're going to do the whole American dream thing. We've seen The Wolf of Wall Street. We've seen all that stuff before. Let's be the first people to do this. Okay, let's make a story out of it and sell it to Netflix.
First thing first, I would like to see if she does an interview. You know, because
Ooh.
she recently got out.
On a $3 million bond. $3 million.
So she just got to put down what, like 300,000?
Yeah. And she got it. Where did she get this money? I don't know, because they seized the Bitcoin, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
she had money before, before the Bitcoin. Bitcoin, like I said, Bitcoin was there, chilling for the past like what 5, 6 years? No, 8 years.
8
just
years,
chilling,
yeah.
and just started moving. See, this is another thing. The interesting thing is that the investigators told the judge that they have found no evidence that the couple was involved in the theft in the hack in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes me wonder, it's like, how did they pull up the money?
Right.
Did they hack the hacker? Did the hacker give it to them? Did it just fall into their lap? That's the real suspicious story that no one's really focused on right now.
Yeah, they're just concerned. So you're just saying they're just concerned about all this money being unclaimed. Instead of
just like
how it
how
actually
they
got there.
Yeah, exactly. How it got there. That's what I want to know. It's like I completely understand the concept of laundering,
Mm-hmm.
because you're moving large sums of money that's
Right.
untaxed.
Mm.
But at a certain point, it's like, if they're not involved, did they get the money?
Is there a
this hack
bigger scheme?
Is there a bigger scheme?
Is there a
Because-
team of them?
Well, the whole thing with
There has to be a team.
Bitfinex, the thing about Bitfinex
Yes.
is they're a bit of a weird organization, because a lot of people already like didn't like how they did things in the past. I got into crypto around 2017, and there was already hate groups for that certain place,
Yeah, I think
that certain exchange.
it's important to know, like, Bitcoin in like 2016, 2017, it was around like 3,000 at that point.
Yeah, 3,000, 5,000.
Yeah.
And it was just building up.
Mm-hmm.
And I did find it very like fun and captivating, interesting, especially, you know, as a young age in college, just like throwing money at it, because I had money to spend.
Yeah.
At that time.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, the story is going to be really interesting to see where they take it. I don't think they're doing like 20 to life or anything. It's probably like 5 years and you walk away. I wonder if they could find the rest of the money, because they only found like maybe 3/4 of it, or maybe 4/5 of it.
Right. And that 1/5, that's still a good chunk of money.
But that distribution though, like 4.5 billion, it's like, all right, like, I don't know, give it to the people.
They know damn well they're not going to give it to the people, bro. They going to keep it for themselves.
Give it to the people, government, man. That'd be fire.
Oh, man.
Then that's Mr. Robot.
Yeah, that would be some Mr. Robot stuff. But I'm always interested in seeing these stories of quote unquote laundering, white collar crime, because again, like I've been saying for these past couple episodes, this stuff is still really it's just unregulated, right? This whole thing is new, you know. The internet is moving fast, right? and it's consistently evolving every day. There's this new tech. There's this new way in which we can create and make our own currency. We can make our own living off the internet. We can do whatever we want as long as our brain allows it, right? So the human mind is going 100 million miles an hour. Meanwhile, you have like old greasy ass people in Congress, right, that are still trying to like fully understand what the internet is and what it is capable of. So I think it's just an interesting dynamic of seeing all of these like tech companies coming out with something new. We see like these tech bros becoming almost as big or even bigger than the damn government. And look at what Mark Zuckerberg has done. Look at what Jack Dorsey has done. Look at freaking Jeff Bezos. You know what I'm saying? Like these billionaires now are like, they're like the real kings. Like they're like the real rulers, if you will. They're the one running not even just America, but just like the world. That's crazy.
They control the culture.
They control it.
Not hip hop control the culture? Absolutely not. You gave the culture a good beat.
Yeah, I mean, hip hop is only minuscule when you see like the real needle movers of the world, you know, that actually like change the way people live. You know what I'm saying? Like think about 10 years ago, before Uber even became a thing. Now you can't even think life without an Uber or a Lyft. Or you can't think about life
constantly
without
doing Uber Eats.
Right. You can't think about life without Twitter or Facebook. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a way of life now. Or WhatsApp, you know, things that Facebook owned, WhatsApp or IG.
So I see what you mean when you're comparing like it's not regulated, and not only is it not regulated, maybe it's too late.
It is too late. They're way too powerful. It just became a norm. Just like how New York City didn't do anything when Uber and Lyft became a thing, and the yellow cabs were upset, especially because the medallions was overpriced at a certain point in time, then the value just disappeared. Yeah.
That's why a lot of people, you know, God bless their lives, like they committed suicide because they couldn't pay the medallion fee. It was just they paid too much for it, and the government and New York City was just like, well, you know. You paid $500,000. You paid $1 million for it. What could we do?
Yeah, and that's the thing with capitalism, because capitalism is competition, right? We're always trying to be the first one to discover something, right? Allegedly, we're always the first person to try to discover something. We're always trying to compete to be the first one to be innovative. We're always trying to be the first person to come out with something, so we can be the first one that people flock towards and ultimately get the money for. That was the whole thing that I was talking about back in 2020 about this damn vaccination, and then this company known as Pfizer just popped up out of nowhere, and then, you know, a lot of people went flocking to Pfizer, then people went flocking to Moderna, and then Johnson & Johnson said, hey, screw the baby oil, screw the lotion, screw the shampoos, we're gonna throw our hat into this. And then I remember Kodak stopped messing with cameras for a while.
I knew you were going to bring it up.
Yeah, exactly. Kodak stopped messing with cameras for a while, and they were like, let me throw some money into this. You know?
Let's create a whole new industry within our own company to focus on medicine.
Right.
And we get something from the government.
Exactly. In hopes that everyone is going to want to come flock to us, come rock with us. We want to be the ones who innovated that. That's crazy, man. It's crazy. I think the government needs to get some young bloods on their squad, man, because the way things are going, I feel like a lot of these tech dudes, a lot of these tech bros can run their asses up out of here at any given moment. That's just me.
I feel you. All right, let's get into the next song.
Yeah, let's get into the next song of the week.
I think this song,
real throwback,
pretty much captivates like the energy of this married couple hustling out here in the streets of New York. Check it out. Jay-Z and Beyonce, Bonnie and Clyde.
Oh, 03, Bonnie and Clyde, Hove and Beef off the Blueprint 2 album, The Gift and the Curse, produced, of course, by the artist formerly known as Kanye West. You know, great song. Also, hey, you know, the Kanye sample was a Me and My Girlfriend record from Tupac Shakur, aka Machiavelli, off of the posthumous Machiavelli the Dawn record that came out in '96. So a little fun fact for you there, a little trivia for you there. You know, it's great to see Hov and B still out here together. Blue Cantrell, if you can learn anything from B, it's forgiveness. Okay, because she forgave Hov. All right. Maybe if you would have forgiven this man, he could have came out and created like a great little response record to your song. I'm just saying.
Win for win.
Win for win. It's a win-win scenario.
Before we move forward, you quickly brought up Tupac, and I completely forgot to talk about when Dr. Dre played on the piano one of the songs he did for Tupac. Do you remember what it was?
That is correct. It was "I Ain't Mad at Ya," which is the do 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 do.
I was very nervous that we were going to get like a hologram Tupac. Very nervous.
Nah, man, this isn't Coachella 2012.
That's what I mean. Like you have the means. You have the technology.
You have the technology, but also you got to think too. Holograms are better in dark settings, and this was LA right now, and mind you, this is
you could
3
have
hours
easily
back.
put a hologram in the box.
Ooh, see, I didn't think
Easily.
about that. Yeah, I didn't
Easily.
think about that.
So I just want to quickly touch on that. That was just one thing that I was freaked out about. It's like, oh no, they're not gonna do a hologram Tupac. I hope not.
Right. Well, they played California. California Love was the first song they played, so I was assuming, I don't know, we might have like just a monitor of Tupac or something going, I don't bear fresh out of jail, California dreaming, because they cut off the Pac verse, and that kind of made me feel a bit of a way. I'm not gonna lie, but I get it though, time constraints.
Gotcha.
But like I said, this isn't Coachella 2012.
Yeah. So talking about Coachella
Yeah.
and pretty much all these other festivals,
Yeah.
most of them are going to drop all the COVID related restrictions so that you no longer have to come through with a negative vaccine card, and you don't even have to come through with the mask, and your friend don't have to bring a mask either, so you don't have to bring backup mask for the crew, because you most likely will be coughing, sneezing because of your allergies, not because of COVID, allegedly.
That is right. That is right. And I know why you've written this, Sebastian, on the show. I know why you wanted to discuss this. I already know what you're gonna say, so I'm gonna let you have the floor.
No, I'm just saying we're doing so much already, and I feel like every episode I'm the one that's giving the propaganda out, because apparently no one cares anymore. I'm the one that's pushing my own agenda. It's like we should still double down until it's completely gone.
I hate to break it to you, Bastion, but you're right. No one cares anymore. And I'm sorry I have to be the one to say it, man, because it breaks my heart too. But you know how people are right now. After 2 years, people want some sort of normalcy, right? Unfortunately, nothing says normal like having hundreds of thousands of people jam-packed in the desert, you know, sharing their sweat together, sharing their drugs together. But hey, at least, you know, in the ticket, they're going to say, hey, be careful about COVID because it can kill you. They're going the cigarette route. Like, hey, cigarettes kill. Smoking is dangerous. Here's a picture of a baby fetus. This is what can happen when you smoke. Here's a picture of a black lung when you smoke. That's what they're gonna do now with these tickets. Like, oh, COVID kills. COVID can spread. So, social distance. Have fun. I know it's 100,000 of y'all, but like, social distance and have fun, and don't share your drugs with people, and don't have sex in the porta potty.
Oh, that's all safetyness, but in terms of,
that's to save their asses, Bastion.
Yeah, I get it. You know, especially your favorite Brooklyn team, the Nets. They're thinking about like what to do with these whole players that don't want to get vaccinated, and everything's going down.
Don't say these whole players. Just say Kyrie.
Well, that's a couple players, but I don't feel like naming names.
Okay.
But Kyrie's one of them.
Right.
And it's just interesting to see because one, Kyrie said he's never going to do it, and two, it's like maybe Mayor Adams and Adam Silverman just going Adam Silver is going to just like, yo, what's up? You still want to do this thing? And it's like, nah, not anymore. And boom, Kyrie's paying for it just in time for the playoffs. So I don't know. It's nonsense to me. Maybe
I know, but
maybe I should no longer distribute the information. Maybe I have the wrong information.
No, Bastion, you don't. You're not wrong for showing concern about this. It's like what I've been saying since January. No, since December, matter of fact. These people don't care anymore. They want to make their money. So they're gonna do it now by any means necessary. And they're gonna shield it by saying, you know what, we just want to bring a sense of normalcy back with, with the festivals. We want to spread love. We want to spread a bit of enjoyment. We've been locked inside of our houses for this long, and we want to bring festivals back. We want to give people that joy to see some of their favorite artists like Billie Eilish, like Kanye West, only if Billie Eilish apologizes to Travis Scott though. We want that normalcy to come back. That's the whole thing. But it's always about the money too, man. Because here in New York, it's still a bitch out here. You still need to show your Vax card to get into heavy crowded areas too, like the movie theaters and stuff like that. You still need that. So if you could go to another state and it don't really require it like that, then that's what's going to happen. And, unfortunately, hey, COVID cases might rise up again in the desert because of all those people going there. I don't know. We going to see. You know what I'm saying? A heavy influx of people, there's one or two of them is going to have some COVID and spread it. So we'll see what happens. And isn't there like a new variant out in the West Coast anyways?
No.
I'm reading that wrong.
If there is, it's probably nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Yet.
But yeah, man. We're gonna see during Coachella if COVID cases spike up in the desert. We're gonna see, man. And I guess I already know the answer to this question, Bastion. But does this incline you to go to Coachella for the very first time to see some of your favorite artists?
Not anymore. I'm no longer interested. I feel like my time I should have gone to Coachella was probably during my college days, around that era when I was really listening to music. The thing about going to these concerts, especially Coachella, is like you have to enjoy their music. Because it's a 2-week event. So week 1 is cool, but week 2 is really where the party's happening. But yeah, no, I'm no longer interested in any of these festivals that don't care about COVID, which is all of them.
That is a fair take to have, Bastion, and I do.
Would you go? You gonna spend spend $3 to go there?
Hell nah, bruh. I like to be comfortable in festivals too. I don't think I'm gonna be comfortable. All those damn people around, want to see the same people you want to see, especially the main event, like the headliner. No, I'm good. I don't want to spend thousands of dollars for VIP or hundreds of thousands. No, I'm good. I'll watch it on YouTube for free.
Bet.
You damn right. No, I'm good. The only way I'll go to these festivals when we get on, Bastion. I want Black Seinfeld to get invited to the Roots picnic to do podcasting. That's what I want.
Podcasting from the people? That's nasty.
No, Bastion. We did it already. What are you talking about?
In a festival? That's sick.
But hey, the Roots picnic, they have a podcasting stage.
They no longer do it, right?
No, they're doing it again this year.
Doing it? Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, never mind. I got confused with the Pharrell event.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. That was one and done. I don't know if they're doing that again.
No, I forgot something. Where was it located?
I think it was in Virginia, no?
In Virginia, yeah. Something happened in Virginia, and the mayor wanted to bring it back, and they just said no because of something that happened. I don't remember. Something political, though. And Pharrell and his people put their foot down because of certain situations. We're not bringing it back.
Oh, okay. But
it was very interesting.
Yeah, but it's the Roots picnic, man, in Philly. So, of course you're gonna have Black Thought doing some rapping or whatever. But there's also a podcasting stage where you get to listen to all your favorite podcasts on one stage. Talk in front of people with headphones. I want that to be us one day, Bastion. I want Tariq to be like, yo, what's up, Bash? It's Tariq, aka Black Thought from the Roots, man. I want you and Gio to pull up at the Roots picnic to do a show there, blah blah blah. You're not gonna tell Tariq no. You're not telling him no. You're gonna call me up.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, you're damn right you are. Damn it, shoot, that's what I want for us, Bastion. Okay, so don't call it lame yet.
Going to Coachella.
That is gross. That would be gross.
Podcasting in Coachella.
Podcasting Coachella would be disgusting. That is sick. Absolutely not. But if we were the first ones to do it, hey, shoot. If that Kanye West documentary taught me anything, so you better back your stuff up. And, once you have the talent down, all you got to do is just work your ass off and speak it into fruition, and it'll happen.
It will happen.
Word. You know what else happened?
What happened?
The heist of a century. The top city boy himself, Simon Leviev. Another heist. The top city boy himself, Simon Leviev. If you don't know who he is, check out the Netflix documentary, The Tinder Swindler. It's trending right now on Netflix as we speak. It's in the top 10 still to this day. Memes on memes to this day right now about Simon Leviev, the Tinder Swindler, who is a fraudster, a con man, if you will, sort of a modern day Frank Abagnale, if you've ever seen Leonardo DiCaprio's Catch Me If You Can. One of my favorite Leo DiCaprio movies ever, based on the fraudster himself, Frank Abagnale, who would forge checks. He would fraud himself as a doctor at one point, as a pilot at another point. Great movie, but Simon Leviev, he frauded himself. He came across a lot of these dating apps, such as Tinder, as this billionaire playboy, because his last name Leviev also is similar to a wealthy diamond family, the Leviev diamond family, right? And so Simon changed his name to Leviev, right? And he portrayed himself as this diamond tycoon who belonged to this old, rich, wealthy family. So he would be meeting up with these women, and what he would be doing is, these women would be meeting up with him, and he would be taking them on lavish trips. He would be taking them on private jets, first class hotels, expensive dinners, the full 4 or 5 course dinners, never ending course dinners. And Simon would, he would do what he would do with these women. He would smash, they would be his girlfriends. And then all of a sudden, one of his bodyguards by the name of Peter, he would send these women these videos of like Peter all bloodied up, and he would explain it that his enemies was after him because the diamond business is a crazy business, and people want him killed, and they want people after him because of his money and blah blah blah, and the diamond business is a cutthroat business. And then what Simon would do is he would start asking for money from these women. It's like, hey, can I get a couple blank amount of money, just to get my feet back in the blah blah blah, because my enemies are after me. I can't really do much right now. And the women would be giving this man money. I'm talking money. First it'll start off like $1,000, but then after a while they would give this man racks. I'm talking stacks, Bash, and I'm talking tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. He even convinced them to create a credit card for his company, and he would use that credit card to go all over the world. And once he get that credit card, right, he would go on more trips, talk to more women, and use those credit cards that those women has opened up for him to use. So it's never in his name. I thought this scheme was beautiful. I'm like, oh my God, this is like the top-notch city boy right here. Simon Leviev is a city boy. You know, and of course women like, oh my God, Gio, how can you say that? I'm like, hey, you can be shaking your ass in the club where the city girls talking about real ass bitch, give up about a hair, bad burger bag, 4, 5, 6 figure, skimming on a rich ass. Yeah, they talk about scamming on a rich nigga, but now when Simon Leviev is doing it to all these women out here, now it's a problem. See, I don't like the double standard. I don't like that.
It's double standard. There's a standard somewhere. I don't know if it brings up such a real comparison.
The comparison is all these women out here want to call themselves skitty city girls and scamming on people and blah,
No,
blah,
no,
blah.
no. I don't think they do. I think it's just the energy. I think that it just makes up for a good vibe song, you know? But what he's doing is like, it's almost equivalent to one of those old TV shows where they'll trick older people in order to
Absolutely.
get their money.
Yes, like those telemarketers, like those I hate to generalize. It's like those Indian telemarketers that would like call old people and tell them to like, yo, go to go to Walmart to get some gift cards.
Gift cards, so $500 gift cards each.
Yes.
And give me the code.
to pay me back because, you know, the transfer didn't work or whatever. So go to Walmart and pay me back in gift cards.
Those are my favorite type of YouTube channels.
Mine too. Oh my God, Bastion. I love watching those YouTube personalities try and scam the scammers. It is great. Like there's this one cat who has like this voice changer and he changes his voice as this old woman and he would just mess with them. He would just screw with them and they'd get really mad. They'd get so angry. But yeah, that's what Simon was doing, bro. But, you know, in the end, there was some goodness that came of it because there's this one girlfriend, again, who started to catch on to what Simon was doing. She saw all the articles that came out about him previously because this was the first time he was doing this. You know, there was articles about him prior back in like 2015. And so what she did was she started catching on, and what she did was she started selling all of his clothes that he kept around because no one would want to rock with him on Tinder anymore because people are starting to take notice to who he is, right? And he's starting to jump from he's starting to fly to different places, right? Whatever, right? So what she does is she gains his trust. And so she's like, yo, you know, since I know you, like you're scrapped for cash right now and no one wants to make credit cards for you, how about, because you have such a great like wardrobe, because that man had like designer up the ass. He had Gucci, Louis, Fendi, everything, right? It's like, why don't you give me your clothes and I'll sell them, right? And so that's what she started doing. But she kept the money for herself. She pocketed the money. She didn't give him the money. So the swindler, double hustle. The swindler was getting swindled, and the reason why he trusted her was because she was the only person that would buy, you know, that he felt that would buy into his scheme. So, you know, the swindler got swindled. And she said in the documentary, she's still selling his clothes. So I'm not gonna lie, I was like trying to look for some of his stuff on eBay. I didn't find it.
Is that much clothes that he bought?
Yeah, bro. Because remember, he didn't spend a dime on anything. He was using all these other women's credit cards for everything. Because remember, the whole part of the hustle was to look the part. And he definitely looked the part. He was flying on private jets. He had people with him that pretended to be his staff. He had a bodyguard. He had a whole assistant. So that's the number one thing. If you want to scam people, if you want to be a hustler, if you want to be a schemer, the number one thing you have to do is look the part. You have to dress the part. You have to be like the master of disguise here if you want people to take you seriously. So that's what he did, and that's why it felt so real to a lot of these women. You feel me? And that's why they smashed on the first date, because I've never been wined and dined like this before in my life. And he was real, essentially, from what they saw, but they never saw what was going down behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? And that's why Simon Leviev is a top city boy. He did end up getting locked up for 15 months, not for the fraud, but, you know, he was already a wanted man back in his home of Israel. So He got locked up for 15 months. He came out. My man is on TikTok as we speak. Official Simon Leviev. He's out here teaching niggas how to scam for $350. I'm dead ass bashing. He has his own TikTok. He's on social media right now as we speak. And now he's
Did
trying
he
to
fund the documentary or something?
No, he didn't fund the documentary. It was the women who he swindled was doing the documentary. He had nothing to do with it. But now
Was he in it?
No, he was not in it at all.
Oh, wow.
All the videos and stuff, that was the stuff that he sent to the women. And a lot of the stuff, it was recycled stuff because he would do the same swindle over and over again. They would talk about how my enemies are after me, blah, blah, blah. Peter is down. Peter's in the damn stretcher in the back of an ambulance, all bloodied and woozy. Like, bro, it was an elaborate scheme, bro. That's why I respect it. I don't respect the frauding, but like the levels he went to do the scheme.
It takes a lot of research,
right?
And trial and error to do the one scheme, let alone many schemes.
Exactly. And to do it with not even one woman, but multiple women. Everyone's listening like, oh, gee, I can't believe you're saying this. Shut up right now, because y'all watch The Wolf of Wall Street. Y'all watch Catch Me If You Can. Y'all say, oh, wow, that's great cinema. That's great movies. Guess what? Those movies are based on true exact stories of fraud, okay? We as Americans, we like to glamorize all the fraud. We glamorize it in TV shows. We glamorize it in movies. We glamorize it in documentaries. Don't hate on me for bigging up this scamming king right here, known as Simon Leviev, the top city boy, drafty 2022. A church.
And that being said, I hope you guys get a chance to check out that documentary. Sounds interesting. I might check it out myself.
Be on the lookout for Simon Leviev's side of the story too. I don't know when he didn't tell us when he's dropping it. But he said he's dropping it. He's working on his side of the story of things, because he remains innocent in his eyes. He says he ain't do any of these things.
So it's Tiger King. So it's Tiger King. Same energy.
Did you see the Peacock trailer? For Tiger King?
No.
Oh, dude, I think it's like Elizabeth Banks has Carol Baskin. Like,
that's a thing?
It's a thing, bro. Am I gonna watch it? No. Did I even see season 2 of Tiger King? No. But it's a thing.
What a mess. What a mess. You know what's not a mess? Checking out Black Seinfeld. And we're on all podcast services to type in Black Space Seinfeld, and you'll be able to see our stuff. We also have our own website, blackseinfeld.com, and we're on all social medias, Instagram, Twitter, Black Seinfeld NY. And if you have any questions, you want to talk to us about the show today, reach us out at blackseinfeldny@gmail.com. This was an interesting episode, Gio.
This was fun.
Any last words for the people?
I just want to say thank everyone for tuning in. Tune in again next week. It's going to be an interesting show. We're going to talk about the drill craze in New York and Eric Adams' son being the rat-ass snitch that he is for informing his cop of a father about drill music, and all of the drill artists, including Mano, mind you, sat down with Eric Adams. I thought that was interesting that, these damn drill artists, these damn gangsters sat down with the cop. Thought that was interesting. That's just me. Yeah, man, happy Black History Month. Still Black History Month. Watch the Kanye documentary. Next week, Bastion, it's supposed to be here. We got 5 days left. Down to 2/22. It's supposed to be here next week, Bastion. Do you honestly think this is dropping?
Can I get a W if he throws the concert but doesn't drop it on Tidal? Because it's there. Like it's huh?
Yeah, you could get a dub for that, because he did that essentially with the first Donda. We heard it in the concert. He didn't drop the album yet.
Yeah.
That's a dub. Yeah.
That's what I think he's going to do. Concert is going to open in Miami. So.
All right. What are we going to close out to, man?
Do you have the clean version of this?
Yes, I have the clean version of this.
Okay. Absolutely. Yes, we're going to drop it off. We Gonna Make It by Jadakiss.
Featuring Styles P. Let's give him his credit.
And Styles P.
Peace.
Peace.